versus Optic Gaming is next up on our main stage, and in Seattle, it has had that air of upset over the last few hours. And for Cloud9 coming into this series, seeing what's happening elsewhere in the bracket, Optic Gaming will have to fight hard here to make sure they're not the next victim of a team who's an underdog.
Certainly for the C9 side, like you said, they have seen what has happened here. They have seen what has happened in Halo World Championships past, and they already have quite a bit of success getting them here in your winner's bracket. On the Optic side of the stage, they know they cannot allow one slip up because they've had a year of upsets and being upset. And they need to lock in here for this game one, Origin CTF.
Origin CTF up first, but let's talk about the series a little bit more because there's some context to this. Even in this weekend, Cloud9 beat FaZe in a Game 5 in pool play. You look at Shopify versus FaZe, that went to a Game 5. So there is still that opportunity with the way and the level that Cloud9 are playing at right now to come into this series and not feel like an underdog, feel like they can go up against Optic and push them aside to keep this run going. Now keep in mind though, the Optic Gaming, like you quite rightly said, Andy, coming into this event, there was question marks about how they start tournaments. But once they get into the bracket, and once they have put those thoughts to rest, Optic are now in prime position to move towards a winner's final. This is your winner's semi-final. Cloud9 versus Optic Gaming, Origin CTF to start.
That's right, and as we've seen, of course, Optic traditionally, once they've gotten past that first test, all the pools, and once they're in winner's bracket, they usually look good. It's about to maybe be 4 dead. Sab stays alive, 1 rocket left in the chink.
The 1 rocket left, it was a 1v1 on the map, almost at the start of that game, off the opening break. Still with 1 rocket to play with here. Former's trying to bait that one out on the elbow. Bounty's trying to be a little sneaky pickle down bottom middle. Thrust back into the shots from Sab, which is going to give that kill. Former slides down from the elbow to make sure he gets the trait. Now Lqgend in a dangerous, dangerous position here for Cloud9. He is on your snipe ramp. And he's not just there by name. He's got the sniper rifle to use as well.
He's going to likely play this. He does play this off the map. That sniper rifle will no longer be in play. Avucy with a big double. He even gets excited as well. He's going to try to stay alive and cave as long as he can. 3 were dead, but Renegade gets a very important kill as the last player alive for Optic Gaming.
He's going to allow the rest of Optic to get back on the map and just hold momentarily the progression of Cloud9 towards the base. Former's going to have to do something similar now. Bubu did stay alive after taking some damage, but a little bit of a fight for mid-map at the moment as Optic make a push towards the snipe side here.
Straight 4v4 on the map. Formal waiting for his shields and his teammates. Now here they come. Very good angles, catching quite a few players off guard. This will be key damage now as they have a minor man advantage for the moment.
Shots coming in from elsewhere though. Bubu's going to be last alive. Putting good damage down onto the 2 remaining players of Optic Gaming means that, much like Optic a few moments ago, Cloud9 will be able to get 4 back on the map momentarily. So we're back into a 4v4 position. Looking across the stats at the start of this game, no surprise to see Renegade leading the game in slates. He's 7-3.
Feels like late season Renegade has unlocked a whole new tier that no one was even ready for. This man has been leading this team, and Mark, as you have said, sometimes dragging this team through victories. He's leading once again, not only on the team, but by far in the lobby. Double the kills of most players on Cloud9. You're actually now all players on Cloud9, and then some.
Nice little double kill for Renegade. Takes him to 9-3, positive 7 at the start of this game. However, his teammates are falling around him at the moment. Renegade's going to have to play this one nice and slow on the maze. Kuhlect jumping through on the silver. C9 trying to play those silvers and be a little bit unpredictable here. It's something that has previously caught Optic Gaming off guard when we've seen players play those angles and try and take Snipeside out of the equation.
I think one thing we have to also remember for Optic Gaming, Origin CTF, though at times a strong game type for them, it can be quite dangerous with the speed at which this game can be won and lost. If you think about Optic Gaming, right, if they allow themselves to go 4 dead, you have to think with C9 and the way they're playing could easily get a flag or 2 on the board. So just to paint the picture, this is a very high stakes game number 1 for this team.
A lot of focus, understandably, from both teams on the snipe side of the map right now as that S7 has just popped up. You talk about the ability to get a 3 and 4 dead and then not just capture 1 flag, but potentially 2, even 3 with the speed that this game can be played at. That sniper rifle is a key component to that success, and Sab said, I've had enough of waiting, I'm going to go and grab it.
See what he can do wrapping the corner. Renegade with a very important kill off the rack. 2v2 on the map at the moment.
Bubu comes through the splash damage and gets the kill onto Renegade. Sab was taken down the other side of the map with that sniper rifle, so where it has transferred over, it's to the hands of Formal from Optic Gaming. Man with a lot to prove this event. And there's a good way to start it. Nice headshot onto Sab, rotating back from the elbow.
Two-man advantage as well, almost thread to the needle. Let's get into an early listening here with Optic.
Window maybe? Watch out, look here, watch out, look here. Stop shooting. Keep saying, keep flying, it's down window. Cave is fixing it. Watch out, watch out. Nice. He's on re. They're gonna spawn rock. Putting up with them. Three dead, last guy. The backside Sab. Putting us together. We're blocking everything. I can't pick up theory. I have theory. Just try to live here, man. I have theory, guys. There might be multiple.
One's gonna come in. One's going inside.
We have flag through.
One could be.
Rocket's coming, guys. 15 seconds.
First bit of pressure on the C9. Base turns into a flag cap for Optic Gaming. Extremely efficient, and Renegade the man once again leading the push.
Very lucky timing there without listening, just to hear every single piece of that puzzle as that flag cap came together. 2v2 for a moment, and was 3 dead for Optic. Avucy knows he's going to have pressure on the front base and starts to even look away. I think he thought he had the kill sooner. 3 were dead for Optic yet again. We'll see what Sab can do with 1 rocket left.
1 rocket and a thrust should be able to pick up at least 1 kill and get that flag moving. 3 dead Optic Gaming, bound, last alive. And might be able to get a cheeky little stop on this flag. The thrust is good enough to keep Sab alive for a few seconds, but bound survivability might have just brought Optic enough time to challenge this flag run.
Punchy is on the flag. Let's see if Renegade can get through. He cannot, so it's a staggered 2 dead yet again. Here comes the flag right now through the fountain. This one might just go.
This one it's looking like it will go. And Cloud9, having lost the first flag, tie this game up at 1-1.
What a response from them, and unsurprisingly, a few less cheers in the building for the C9 flag as the green wall is here in force and has been loud all weekend. It was 2 dead for C9, but Avucy desperately trying to stay alive. He will be eventually taken down by Renegade, but what felt like some pretty early strong control from Optic Gaming. This is what I'm talking about when you have Origin CTF. Even though Optic is such a talented and consistent CTF team at times, all it takes is just a few kills or even grenades not going your way on this map, and you will lose control of the game.
It's really smart movement from Formal, just using that sniper rifle that was on the respawn as bait. C9 fell for the bait time and time again, and Formal will just be able to create angles where he could get that first shot damage. And now with all of C9 trapped in and around the cave, Formal has the chance to hit the shots but can't quite connect.
They're now move up here. They still have 2 players down. This will provide now 3 down. Dubu last player alive in the cave. If he moves quick enough, he will block the back base spawns as well. Here comes a flag off the stand. Very nice movement initially, and the flag run is underway.
Interesting to see where the C9 spawns actually come in here as Formal gets this one over halfway home, because Optic were pretty much blocking everything, which means the pressure will be coming in, and Optic can't round the corner, and Optic will be 3 dead. Sniper rifle down as well as bound. Thrust away, snaps back. But the flag will be returned. C9 overextended. That was my concern.
Yeah.
In that flag run, everything was blocked, and I think Optic weren't sure where to contain the respawns of C9.
I think you and I were thinking the same thing. When Formal got the kill in cave, right, he needs to immediately worry about back base. He's checking elbow. He runs at elbow, and all of a sudden, they're going to get spawned way out on like sniper ramp. They're going to spawn way out, and that's exactly what happened. And honestly, Bound staying alive with that kill on the bridge was more important to not allow himself to get countered than it was to support the run continuing. It was 3 dead for Optic, but with that kill, things will now go to 2-2 for a moment. Just 4:23 left in the game.
Sab can't connect with these rockets. Bound somehow gets out of that situation with his life. 11 deaths for Bound at the moment, but the 13 kills puts him in a positive scenario. And usually when Bound's going positive, good things happen for Optic Gaming with the work that he does. Legend cleans up the kill onto Kuhlect in the back of the base, and you can see that the spawns are coming in elsewhere. Look at this cheeky route coming in from Renegade. 4 dead for C9, and Renegade has threaded the needle.
In the words of T-Pain, big brainer pro gamer. Absolutely fantastic switch. You never see a full switch of the flag run route, but here it is. Renegade identifying what needed to be done, and the second flag will go home for Optic Gaming.
3 minutes 40 left on the game clock here for Cloud9 to try and get an equalizing flag with 3 dead here for Optic. There might be a chance to do just that. Legend is last alive. He has no shields, and he gets taken down as well. Bound spawned out bottom middle, I think, or may have been hiding off of his respawn, and somehow almost single-handedly has shut down this run from Cloud9.
Huge play. Look at this. It's a 1v1 for just a moment. Kuhlect takes a lot of damage. And Formal just watching that flag return. The flag will go back. So bound, as you say, with an enormous trade, bottom middle, for two players to get that double kill and pave the way for that flag return.
And now you worry the C9 might be on the back foot and thinking about defending their flag and not losing this game. Flag's going to be pulled by C9, no? They're keeping this one mixy, they're keeping this one dicey, and Kuhlect is going to find a kill, and the timing is looking pretty good on this run for C9. They will require a couple more kills and the return to come in, but with 3 dead and bubu hitting headshots, C9 might be about to close this one out.
Look at this now, like you said, the kills are coming in. They're waiting for the return. Here it goes!
2-2. We are all tied up here, and bubu is on your elbow with a sniper rifle in his hands. There's one. Formal going to challenge. Formal wins the challenge. That is such a vital kill that goes the way of Optic. If bubu hits that no-scope, C9 are running it.
They're running it, and they're doing it with style points and momentum as well. Instead, Formal, as you say, will win a very important 1v1. Eventually, he's pushed out, but Lqgend should trade this. In the end, he will do so. So that will buy just a moment once again for Optic to regain their footing. 2 players behind enemy lines now.
Rocket's coming up in 5 seconds, and with the shape that's on the map, Lqgend should be able to pick these ones up. If his teammates, I was about to say, can survive long enough for him to do so. But now that he knows a couple of his teammates are falling and there's some pressure on his base, it's not just a case of grabbing these rockets. He's going to have to fight for them. Renegade did get that flag moving around halfway, but he has been cut down by Cloud9. 2 dead for Optic.
Lqgend tries to do everything he can there. He tries to help out everywhere, but unfortunately his timing was just a bit off in the end. Formal wins his one in the cave. I like the play. He needed to go back, but in the end they could have distributed that attention a little bit better. But of course hindsight's going to be 20/20 there. Rocket's going to be down bottom middle.
Yeah, Rocket's kind of thrown down bottom middle here. Sab's searching for him. He's trying to find them. Does manage to grab them, but he's going to have to use them, or at least make sure that Optic don't get to use this position. Bottom middle, such a difficult position to use those rockets. The angles are ugly, the angles are awkward to hit the splash damage, as we've seen multiple times already in this game. And once again, even though the flag gets off the stand, C9 stop it almost immediately, and now will overextend. Bounty's being a nuisance though. Got another touch on that flag, and he is keeping C9 guessing.
And if this was any indicator of what to expect in this series, what a treat we're going to have in store. 1 minute left, still tied up 2-2 here.
We'll be trying to survive, not going to be able to do so. 3 dead momentarily for Cloud9, and Formal sees that as the signal to go forward and try and find this last kill. Unfortunately for him, he's going to lose the battle, and Avucy will stay alive long enough to move towards the snipe side and try and collapse onto Bound. That's another kill. 4 dead for Optic, 2 alive for Cloud9.
Formal's the first player up here. Take a look at the kill feed. Where is the damage? It's a rotation from Avucy. Let's see the play he makes from elbow.
I really like this. He's trying to force the spawns in and around the cave. They're trying to pinch them and set up for an elbow run. If they can get the damage and the kills here, there's an opportunity for Cloud9 to run this. Renegade has taken damage. The kill feed is everything. Bound and Kuhlect will trade. Avucy's job here is to just output damage and try and stop Optic Gaming. 3 dead for Optic.
2v1.
Flag is running. The support is here from Kuhlect.
3v1.
And I'm pretty sure there's no one here to stop this apart from Formal. Cloud9 are going to take game 1 here.
And the hits keep coming at the Halo World Championship. In the end, Optic outslays 86-75, but they will lose the CTF game. The final score of 3-2 with only about 20 seconds or so on the game clock. And despite Renegade going 31-20, it is Cloud9 that steals out the win from underneath Optic Gaming and continues to add upset games into the record books of the Halo World Championship.
As the replays come in here, I think we have to focus on that last flag run from Cloud9. I really want you to take the time to break down just the decision-making from Avucy in that big moment. The kills happen initially on the snipe side, but wrapping front base to elbow is a very deliberate decision from Cloud9, and a very experienced one as well.
Also, how about before that? It's a 1v1 Formal and Avucy in his own fountain. Formal nades himself to take him down. Avucy, you saw the kill feed. That was a melee kill that came in from that grenade. So Formal ends up nading himself, and here is the rotate earlier. This would have been maybe an even earlier ending of the game, a big 1v1 win, but here is the play. Ready? Avucy has just won that 1v1. It's 4 dead. Look at this decision. Just like you said, Mark, you pointed it out first. It's a great point. And he, who else but he, is the one to continue the run. Guess what? Kuhlect spawns up while they already had help. Formal cannot win that 1v2. Actually, really a 1v3, including the flag carrier. And in the end, it is Cloud9 who win Origin CTF 3-2 and really put the heat onto Optic Gaming.
The cat is officially amongst the pigeons here in Seattle. And Cloud9 will strike first here, a 3-2 win in CTF on Origin. And next we go to Slayer Streets. And speaking of Slayers and speaking of MVP duos, Lqgend and Renegade, ridiculous when it comes to stats. This isn't Slayer, by the way. This isn't objective. This is Slayer stats.
I mean, unreal stat line from both of them. And like we said yesterday, if you caught their first series against TSM, it was a series which they uncharacteristically won both Slayers. And Slayer has always been a focus for Optic Gaming all year long. Now they will need to make sure it is well in focus here in game number 2. Otherwise, they will go down 2-0 to the heavily underseeded and underdog C9.
I mean, we've been waiting for this from Cloud9. We were talking about this on day 1 when we were watching Cloud9 in pause. We've been talking about it all season. Cloud9 is so close. With different iterations of the roster, the organization has been so close in so many big series to having great finishes in tournaments, but it's always felt like just when they're on the precipice of something good, they find a way to lose. This is maybe feeling like a different situation, and it certainly is the last situation this year in Halo Infinite for them to get this right. And what a way to do it, to take down Optic. Only 1 game gone, of course. A long way still to go in this series, but this man's playing some phenomenal Halo right now.
What a time to turn it on for this team. Like you said, they've had close series all year long with top teams and always fallen just a bit short. You've heard it from their coach this season too, just how close he feels they've got. And now, with camo in hand and a 1-kill lead off the opening, we'll see what they can do in game number 2 as well.
Looks like Sab has been spotted out there by Lqgend. They'll know where that camo is. Optic trying to out-rotate them, just one shot so that if someone does try and push with this camo, they'll be in a position to trade. But I like the proactiveness here actually from Cloud9. They're using the camo as kind of bait. They're trying to push the other side of the map. But the problem is, they've run into the wall of 4 Optic players, and all of the kills have gone the way of Optic here.
Oh, good buddy system, and very nice from Optic Gaming there. You see they traveled in pairs and a little bit of a baiting and switching there to try to distract the camo player. It worked very well. They will trade 1-for-1 in the end with that camo and now have a 3-kill lead at 9-6. Really good counterplay from Optic Gaming there against the camo.
Another one here for Formal. Lqgend starting this one off 4-1. As we jump into the POV of the Frenchman. 11 kills on the board already for Optic. Ooh, big win on the stairs though, as C9 will keep this one close. 2 kills between the 2 teams, 2 dead on either side. As Bound picks up a double kill, and all of a sudden from 2 dead either side is 3 dead here for Cloud9.
Wow, very good response. As you said, 2 dead for Optic Gaming meant it was up to 2 players to take down the rest of the C9 roster, and they do that, as you say, in a very clean sweep. Now they lead 14-10. It's been very controlled gameplay off the opening from Optic Gaming.
Avucy finds a kill onto Renegade. Sab will find another one. And Bound at the moment just feels like he's hunting ghosts. It feels like the push is coming from Cloud9 elsewhere, and Bound hasn't quite read this one yet.
And right before camo as well, how often does Optic miss time just before a power-up? Can they get back in position? Because camo's popping right now.
4 alive. Should have some LOSs onto it. Bubu's going to be challenging here on the plants. A little bit shaky from Bound, but good enough to get the job done. Sab taking down a no shields, and it's going to be C9 who sneak this one away. Kuhlect, I think, just has to let bubu die in that situation.
Yeah, he does.
Quite rightly so. He's going to play his life and keep this camo.
Let's see how he plays this. Like you said, he has to play this slow.
9-1. And that's going to force Optic now to move. Help is coming in. Gets the second one onto Bound. It's 3 dead for Renegade, and it is brilliant decision-making under pressure here from Kuhlect. So many players would have fired the shots, tried to get a trade, but he knew the value of this power-up.
He also forces the split spawns. Look at this. They force the splits. They isolate 2 players in PD by perfectly pinching, and now the game is tied 18-18, forcing the other 2 players here on B side and around Tram. Wow, I agree. What a series of plays. The patience from Kuhlect. Also, let's not forget, who was it that won the 50-48 against FaZe in Game 5? Kuhlect, who hit the shot yesterday. This man is making all the right plays, and he may have saved his best for the Halo World Championship. We're tied up at 19.
Optic go to slender lead though, as Renegade will find what Kuhlect gets his kill. The repulse though isn't going to keep that nade away. Trades happening in and around those B stairs. But it's Optic with a slender advantage. 2v2 on the map right now. Bubu with a couple of grenades. Into the Zig is going to hopefully flush out a couple of Optic players. Forward down to no shields in and around the cafe. He'll be taken down, and now Bubu starting to come to life a little bit. And speaking of players who've been waiting to have their moment throughout Halo Infinite, Bubu certainly falls into that category.
Well, look at that. Bubu comes to help. Avucy already has the nade eliminated. Beautifully done there. Really good. An offer to help from a teammate. The support is there. They didn't even need it in the end. Now they lead by 2 here.
Carmine and a sidekick. The bandit has been discarded for this life for Bubu Dubu. The Sith Lord himself is looking for some targets. 27 seconds until that next camo comes up, and you feel like both teams are playing for that power-up. Everyone holding their lanes, everyone holding the line.
And now with this camo popping in 20 seconds, it's a perfect time. Let's see what C9 has in store with a listening.
PD's bound as well. Landers here, one shot call. Mike, Jesse, guys. Get Jesse here by yourself. What's Cafe spawn? I need PD, guys. Cafe, guys. Cafe, 2 shot, guys. Jesse needs help. Cafe, 2 shot. No. Cafe to
dead end 2 shot, 1 PD.
Top 8, guys. Top 8.
One's PD behind you. 2 dead end, 1's tires. 1 is tires.
On my X, dead end. Hold on. On my X, PD, on my X.
There's 2. 1 3.
One tire.
One is weak.
One is tired. Saw me.
It's fine.
Go back to Ivy.
Up 2, guys.
They're trying to kill me.
You got 20 seconds left on camo.
You want to the left? Yes.
Go play with camo.
He knows that cross. I'll come back. I'm saying B.
I'm walking mid with Sab.
Got 2 cafe. Form a weak legend. Right here. Top. Right here.
Absolute PD.
Purple B1. One more behind.
Absolute PD.
ATM behind me.
Back PD, ratting, bro. Back PD, 2 shot. 2 shot on the table. Table to front, cross.
Drop me, small killing me.
Alright, they're everywhere. They're
I'm
on both sides.
I died. Listen, bottom driveway. I can't see you.
I saw a cap.
So out of the Cloud9 listening, and we're going to jump straight over to the Optic side now with the listening, as the game is just 2 kills separating these two.
Stairs. Already. Kiss the stairs, guys. Chase, nothing. Agent and PD.
Alright, chill.
Yo, 1 second.
I'm just
Go tires out. Watch out.
Watch out, spikes, guys.
Can't get that yet.
Okay, nade spikes bound from the left. Yeah, nade that. Good job.
Yes. Nice spikes. 2 spikes. Another again.
Very weak spikes.
Good shit.
And Ivy or something?
Yeah, 1 piece I think.
I gave me a
Stairs. Public commander, guys. Ivy.
We're all pushing right now.
Watch Ivy. Watch top C. Watch top C. I'm pushing top C.
2 minutes.
We're gonna push him back.
One guy's gonna spin out.
Back up.
30. One guy's gonna
We
spin
have
out.
to at least 3 pin.
I'm stuck here.
We gotta look down here.
Commander, wait up.
Alright, try and live here.
Chill.
That might one. It wasn't 15, guys.
Push me, guys. I'm one shot.
Yeah.
I'm a cafe.
He's pushing cafe.
Fuck, he's not weak. He's cafe. Watch out.
Nice, we all want camo, guys. 5 seconds.
I've shot. 30, Super. I don't
Mark
Jesse.
Alright, play for this camo, guys.
Get someone, go for it. Cafe, guys. I'm cafe.
2B.
Camo, guys. Just try and get out with that.
Watch out.
We have camo, we gotta live.
Make him. Watch his spikes.
Out of the listening, back into the game, into the final stretch, and Formal has found a camo, but he's last alive here for Optic Gaming, and they're 3 kills down.
Last alive, exactly. And the most important part now, all teammates are going to be spawning here. Back A as well as PD. We can assume no split spawns here. Actually, 2 players are going to split all the way back in Red Room, so they need to play this very slowly, and they still trail by 3, and Formal only has a little bit of camo left.
Just trade if you're Cloud9. But it's so difficult when you know that there's a camo player about. Bubu goes into the sky using the force in every way possible to survive. Sab's gonna challenge, gets the trade on Formal, camo down. The lead's still here for Cloud9, it's a 2-kill game.
Big double kill comes in, though. It's 3 dead for C9. Bubu Dubu, last player alive at 45-43. Takes to the skies one more time. And Lqgend to make it perfect, but he does not. Lqgend makes him pay. It's a 1-kill game.
What a fight and what a battle. What an individual fight that could be as Optic go into the lead by 1. Renegade formal bound, all pick up kills, and Cloud9 are falling apart.
In the lead by 2, Bubu Dubu is the last player alive yet again. It's a back-to-back 3 dead, and Optic Gaming is ready to close this one out. They're now only just 3 kills away.
If Cloud9 want to win a big series, they have to make big plays, but it's formal. Who else but formal? Who gets the double kill, who pushes forward and drags Optic Gaming back into this series. We are tied up a 1-1 here. And Optic show resilience and ice.
3 posters in this room. And only one of them still standing in this tournament. Renegade, the man on your screen.
Wow. 2 ways to look at it, Andy. 2 ways to look at it. Brilliance from Optic Gaming. Fantastic plays towards the late game to stay in it, to keep it close. For Cloud9, absolute heartbreak. Heartbreak. And you have to put that to the back of your mind right now.
Yep.
Because if you think about it, they're probably thinking we should be 2-0 up.
Without a doubt, and I couldn't agree more for the C9 players. They need to focus up on game number 3, but they are undoubtedly thinking if we're leading at 42-39, we should close this game out. Let's take a look at some of the highlights, because this one was neck and neck the entire way through.
Some of the big moments are going to come towards the end of this game. The sidekick was a real difference maker at the start of it. This push here as well from Cloud9. Look at the damage that Sab's doing with this Stalker rifle. Did so well to just pin Optic Gaming back, and Cloud9 got that lead off the back of it. Even at this point, 44-41, you've traded with the camo player as well, but the nade from Formal. Cloud9 get bunched up, they get stuck together. And the initial damage is enough for the frag grenade from Formal to pick up that double kill, allow the numbers to flood. And Optic Gaming did not have to have a second invitation, as I see the word international on my screen, which completely threw my sentence off, but this man right here, special kind of kid.
Amazing stats and an amazing run so far, but you can just feel that for Lqgend, it's all about this tournament. And if they come away with anything less than first, it will be a disappointment for the man on your screen. Another thing to talk about there in that 50-47 is just a few days ago when Hex asked Formal, what's next? Formal said 2 very important things. The first one, this could be my last tournament, but after that he said, I am telling my teammates, if this is the last one, I am giving you everything. How about leading the team in that game in kills in a narrow win by only 3? Showing up in a big way in Slayers, which this season, he has left a little bit to be desired, but in that game number 2, he showed up, and now we are tied up at 1-1.
Stronghold's Lattice going to be the next game type and mode combination. The newest in the suite of Halo Infinite. Question is now, where is Cloud9's head? Because we know that Optic are going to be full of confidence after that clutch win in game number 2. Can C9 reset mentally and really keep the momentum going that they've had throughout the bracket and force Optic to play their best Halo to take this game?
Key for me for C9 here is to play this game type with speed. They need to be dictating the pace of the game, the style of the game, and the direction of the game at every turn. Off the opening now, it's a momentary 2v1 against bubu, who gets pushed back. So it's going to be Renegade and Formal working together here.
I think both these teams are going to be doing here is looking for an initial AC hold so you can pin the players back. Spawning in and around the back of blue, the back of red. Trying to use that B stronghold as your last capture opportunity when you do have the numbers on your side, and then just keep spawn killing them essentially. If you can find where the spawn is, you can collapse on them very, very quickly like Renegade is trying to do now. That's 3 dead again for Cloud9, and this is guaranteed time on the board here as C9 fall 3 dead, and Optic will keep scoring.
What a start for Renegade. 1 kill shy of a killing spree off the opening. They're already leading the game in the category. Nobody else on the same level just yet. Now just going to hold top mid. They will lose A here, but still scoring with the BC hold at the 40-point mark.
And it's a big commitment as well from Cloud9 just to get that 1 stronghold to slow things down. 2 players jump into it, 2 players take damage, and to be fair, they did a really good job actually of staying alive. The flood comes in from Optic Gaming as they try and stop the conversion on B, but C9 have done brilliantly here to double up and take both of those strongholds away.
Notice the micro and the mechanics there that came in as well. A will flip. Renegade's top mid. He shoots once and then thrusts away. So the second that both players look, he's already gone. He's just baiting and switching himself and able to get so much damage on that last exchange at B. That's what has led to this AC hold now.
And Optic just looking to put the clamp onto Cloud9. That's a beautiful grenade though. Legend's not going to be able to re-challenge this until his shields come back, and he's got pressure coming in from top mid. He's got players flying over his head as well, and C9 should be able to convert, although the reset actually comes in from Optic Gaming, but with 3 dead for Optic now, it might be a time for Cloud9 to look for a triple cap. B is going to be the spawn towards the back of blue. And now, C9 can look to repeat to Optic Gaming what they had done to them.
Oh boy, Renegade. He doesn't lose 1v1s often, excuse me, and that's another example of how you can just depend on him to fly out of the base, get a pick at C, and just like that, they have turned the map around. They forfeit a lot of points, however, they get 3 dead, and they're right back into B and C.
C9 are going to be fighting over B, though. You can see the progress has stopped, and if they can get a reset and pick up some kills, then maybe they're going to be able to flip it, but Optic do actually do a really good job. But look, at the last second, the reset does come in over at B. Someone slid in, Collector's last alive, but he will go down as well. So Cloud9 kind of delayed the scoring a little bit, but after respawn, bubu will find 2, and he denies Optic Gaming from converting B. 3 dead for Optic, C9 with some kills.
Important win here for Formal as well. He'll get that, he'll get the reset on B. They will continue scoring at BC. They lead pretty narrowly here. Only 68 to 54, and the Slays are close as well. Optic Gaming right now leading 24 to 21.
2 dead on either side. Once again, C9 fighting and scrapping over this B stronghold. Legend versus Sab. Big win coming in from Sab, because those angles were horrible to try and fight from, and whip your reticle onto the head of Legend to get that kill. C9 do get the conversion onto B, but Optic are already working onto A. Bubu with his sniper rifle might be able to change that story.
Let's see what he can do. A little bit of body, but it's not enough. Knows the Renegade's looking for him, so he does not have a whole lot of room to make a play here.
Doesn't need to challenge. Yeah, doesn't need to challenge though, because kills are falling elsewhere. So Bubu basically baits himself, says, hey, if you want to kill me, you're going to have to overextend. And my teammates said, we've got numbers, we're going to be able to find you. But Legend, the little bit of help from Bound, wins that 1v1 and takes the snipe away and puts it in the hands of Optic.
Yeah, very important. Sab is then going to be victim of that. Look how important. Look at the domino effect of that sniper rifle being lost. That was 3 dead. And now Legend's going to rotate here and wait to see any pushes coming in. Immediately identifies it's not, and as a result, it should be the trip cap. No, reset comes in, but might be a pretty expensive reset for the side of C9.
Yeah, you don't mind it if you're Optic Gaming, because everybody is having to flood in. Everyone is committing their lives just to reset that stronghold. So A and C is still in your hands. If you're Optic Gaming, you're still going to be scoring. With the sniper rifle still in the hands of Legend, you can tell how heavily they're slaying Optic Gaming, because Legend can't even find targets to fire at right now.
This is when we talk about a kill being worth so much. Simply losing that 1v1 bottom middle to Legend, giving up the sniper rifle. You've given him now control of the game, really, as well, because he's still alive with the snipe. And they still are scoring here. Finally, A might start to be reset. Keep an eye. It will finally, and now C9 scoring once again, but they're going to need to get a few more kills off the back of this. It's 2v2 right now.
Interesting how C9 are seem like they contribute a lot of resources to A a lot of the time, and surviving long enough to get the conversion, even with the pressure coming in from Optic Gaming. So C9 survivability, very impressive. By the way, the shots coming out of Sam, very impressive as well. This game really is on a knife edge, by the way. There's only a few points between the two teams, and we're almost tied up around the 100-point mark.
Yeah, and you can feel that Optic's outslaying. They're outslaying still by 4 kills at this point. And it feels like the game should not be as close as it is on the scoreboard itself. C9 still scoring, and they're about to tie up this game.
And it feels like the big plays are swinging back and forth as well. It's not just the individuals being won by one side of the stage. We've seen it from Legend. We've seen it also from Sab, winning those big individual fights that keep your team numbers-wise kind of even on the map. Nobody's had full control, it's felt like, for quite some time. But C9 are starting just to find some continual momentum here, and AB is being a hold that is working for them. 130 points and rising to Optic Gaming's 113.
Really impressive hold. The Kuhlect gets this one is big as well, and the help comes in for bubu. Stays alive, and he's going to have help. They can work together on B. That's big as well. Should be able to flip B in just a second. It looks like Optic Gaming is going to jump in right away, so they will keep scoring. Optic Gaming now in control of B, and Renegade with a lot of snipe and snipe ammo here.
Optic did a really good job actually of just pre-nading the tunnel, kind of reading what the play was going to be from Cloud9 as they try to progress. Renegade finds 2. Now the player behind him, if he hit that, we'll have to wait and see what would have happened, because luckily he didn't. AC still on the hold of Cloud9 though, and Optic Gaming all of a sudden find themselves down quite a deficit. Bubu's taking his turn to go off right now. He's on a killing spree.
How about this? He's only +4, but he hits a spree, so this is a huge, not only spree for him, but also a big swing in the game, as he would have been negative before this killing spree.
Sab is working on A. In the meantime, B is the contested stronghold.
Wow, keep him alive as well. What a good job keeping Sab alive. That was huge.
Just that
moments like that.
Just that reset as well, which means that it will continue scoring. I mean, Cloud9 are doing everything right at the moment, and Avucy's got the next snipe. I mean, Optic have got to be worried because it's another triple cap now.
We talked about Optic's momentum out of game 2, but where is it now? C9, they bounce back. The mental strain for this team to lose a 50-47, yet be playing this game 3 this way. This is something special. They already have 205 on the board.
3 dead for Optic Gaming. Conversion at A. Avucy drops down, finds one. No, he doesn't. Renegade might have just given Optic an opening with an individual fight that goes his way.
Should be a win.
Like past bubu. Finds the kill on bubu. And Renegade is trying everything to drag Optic Gaming back into this game.
That is a file that under moments before disaster. Because just like that, what could have been actually a closure to this game for C9 is now a staggered 4 dead for C9 and a trip cap for Optic Gaming. And will we look back upon that as a turning point in not only the game, but the series? Renegade gets away with absolute murder, picking up both of those kills, and it's still 2 dead for C9.
He finds 2 1v1s off of respawn and somehow wins both of them at a disadvantage. That's the brilliance of a player like Renegade. When it feels like there's no way back into a game, when it feels like you need something out of nowhere, he can provide it. And he's done just that. Optic has scored again. Still a long way to go, but they are continuing to put pressure on.
Now let's not forget, C9 has already done so much of the work. They are already at 221 on the board. Optic would need to string a lot more plays like that together. And Kuhlect hits the thrust beautifully. However, losing A, so it will be Optic still scoring. But like we said, Optic still has a long way to go. C9 needs to make sure they put together a push and they break the setup. Even just once could be the end of the game.
Bound just trying to survive right now, trying to move himself between where the pressure is coming from Cloud9 and one of those strongholds. Double man push again coming in from Cloud9 here on A. Bound's going to try and challenge. bubu does have the repulse, but he doesn't have the chance to use it because Formal's looking over his bloody shoulder and saying, I've got you, Bound. You stay alive. Now he's trying to get re-engaged, find a kill onto Avucy. The crystal denies him as Formal will pick up that kill, but Optic are back in this, ladies and gents. ANC still the hold as Bound is still alive.
C9 is panicking. They are scrambling, and they are 3 dead yet again. And what they feared the most continues to play out as the green wall chant rings out in Seattle.
Trip cap for Optic. Cloud9 are still in the lead, but for how long? As Optic cross 200 points. Sab gets stuck. Bound finally has his spree ended. As Optic go into a lead, they have turned this game on its head as Cloud9 will be 3 dead.
It's an 80-point comeback here. No signs of slowing. 240 on the board.
Desperation from C9 in and around B. Sab wins a fight, but he'll get taken down. The triple cap is enough, and Optic stand tall once again on the main stage here at the Halo World Championship. 2 comeback wins back to back, as Optic look like they're hitting prime form.
We can now apply the meme format, moments before disaster, with Sab dropping down on Renegade, failing to get the kill. bubu G slides in, fails to get the kill. Renegade resets, and guess what? C9 spent the rest of the game 3 dead. That is a devastating, heartbreaking loss for C9, who was leading by 80 points with 221 on the board. And at the World Championship, that is not going to cut it, because Optic Gaming is here for one reason. They were assembled for one reason, and it is comebacks and series like that. What a comeback from Optic Gaming.
And that man on your screen changed that game in an instant. Optic 3-4 dead. Renegade comes off spawn, finds an individual fight against Sab, wins it when he has no right to. Gets his shields back as he's G-sliding past bubu dubu. Wins that fight, and from all of a sudden, a situation where Renegade is the first on the map and Optic are stuck in the respawn screen. Cloud9 find themselves 2 dead, and the rest of Optic have spawned. From there, it was all Optic. Brilliance from Renegade.
Here it is,
this moment here doesn't trade. And from 1 alive, they're 4 alive, and C9 do not get a chance to get back into it.
By the way, I apologize to Optic Gaming. They were trailing by 110. And they pull off an unbelievable, uncontested, unanswered comeback. And my God, did Renegade ever make them pay. By the way, he goes 23 and 14 in that game, leading the entire game in kills. In a game that C9 should have absolutely won, as we said, leading 221 to 110.
With Optic 4 dead.
Yes, and Optic Gaming now pulls off 2 back-to-back comebacks. In what this could have been a C9 3-0. If you ask the C9 players, they'll probably tell you, if they're being honest, that this should have been a 3-0. However, it is a very different result indeed so far. It is Optic Gaming putting together what looked to be World Championship tier comebacks, and now they lead the series 2-1.
And you saw the pop-up from Renegade as well. I think you knew how much that game meant to him and Optic. To get into the lead in the series, to be leading by 1, and now on the precipice of continuing towards the winners finals, which has always been the target for them. But the next hurdle here is Live Fire King of the Hill, and you are jumping up and down in the commentary booth right now because you know how much King of the Hill and Optic has a little bit of a story in the background.
It is wild to think about this being your game number 4 of the series. We're underway here at game number 4. This game type has been an absolute boogeyman for Optic Gaming over the past few months. Specifically, cost them the Charlotte tournament in many ways. They also lost it to TSM yesterday. 4 dead off the break. Like we said, Optic Gaming needs to focus up. They came into Charlotte 13-2, but they have had a lot of losses on this game type recently. They need to focus up, otherwise we will be going to a game number 5.
Yeah, really good start from Sab as well with this sniper rifle. Hit 2 big shots and now has that reticle traced upon the camo that's coming up. 2 players going to challenge. Also, everyone's going to challenge somehow. Optic pinch
Didn't
the
play.
sniper rifle.
Didn't play.
And Renegade grabs the camo.
I'm pretty sure that map, yeah, it's still on the map. It will be dropped. Very nicely done here.
Take this, buddy.
They will maintain snipe control and the camo, and slowly 1 by 1 try to get back at this. But look at C9's Hill.
C9's Hill for now, but they're 3 dead. And Optic Gaming will be thinking at this point, it doesn't matter how much of a conversion, of a point of a run, whatever it is, of a lead that you have. We've already proven back-to-back games
This would be
that we can make that evaporate. And Formal has that sniper rifle now on the bridge, and Optic are back inside of that hill.
taking this hill out from underneath C9 could just be the dagger. I think we all believe in comebacks, but taking this one after, look at the progress from C9. If they steal this, the momentum could be too strong.
Almost a tight hill here. C9 need to make the play, and they need to break it now. 2 dead, 3 dead. Optic have fallen. And C9 will get that first hill on the board. A huge amount of credit has to be given to Cloud9 for how they played that, not just in the context of the game itself and the moment itself, but also from what's happened in those previous 2 games in those close moments.
Very important indeed there. I love the patience from C9 as they find 2 dead yet again. Specifically staying alive on Keydoor and then using the pillar drop to not take any damage and get a very clean break at green. If that first snipe shot hit on Big Door, it would have been devastating. Instead, they maintain their composure. They secure that first hill, and they're already leading on hill number 2 as well.
Yeah, they also managed to, like you say, start the lead on this hill is because they secured the rotation towards this tower. Where they picked up the kills, they were able to wrap back before Optic even got a spawn. So Optic having to make their way across the road least traveled to try and get near this hill at the moment with 2 dead. Cloud9 should be able to control these spawns for a little bit longer as well. Legend's going to be chasing and challenging, but he has that QT to be able to get away. Also, somehow Legend, by the way, found a kill at the other end of that QT. So sometimes things just go your way.
Doesn't matter where he is, he's going to find those kills. Speaking of finding things, it's bubu dubu trying desperately to stay alive. He's got health now, but they need to make sure they don't sacrifice any kills, and it's an unfortunate trade. But in the end, bubu still needs to try to rack up as much damage as he can. It's a 2v2.
Yeah, I think if he just keeps Optic out of the hill here, they'll be pretty happy with it. Renegade can be challenging. Renegade no shields. bubu no finishes. And Formal strolls across top middle to do so.
That's the second time in a very close proximity we've seen a key bubu versus Renegade battle going one way, without a doubt. See if Formal can stay alive here under pressure. Eventually taken down, gets pinned by both sides. That was 3 dead for Optic.
So look at the movement from Kuhlect there on the nest. So difficult to hit that headshot. He's G-sliding left, G-sliding right, flying out, making it so difficult to just put your reticle where it needs to be to finish off that kill. And that extra half a second of survivability now translates into Formal falling, and Cloud9 stood inside of this hill with this man top of the tower with a sniper rifle in his hands, and it's a fresh sniper rifle as well. So much ammo still to play with. And having hit one head, he now transfers to a body himself.
Oh, he even catches Lqgend there.
Legend.
I think he even bodied Lqgend there. It's going to be 2 dead though, so he needs to be careful. Eventually taken down, but the kills will be traded out. Was 3 dead for C9.
Kuhlect last alive. Telegraphed that one a little bit. Optic Gaming too aware of that jump up and what the possibilities were.
Deja vu.
And now you're seeing a little bit of a flip. Like you say, the score's almost exactly what they were on that first hill.
Lqgend trying to invent a new type of insta-explode. That one's not gonna...
I was excited to see what was going to happen.
Me too. That one's not going to hit with different technology being relied upon. And there's the break yet again. Deja vu, like we said. C9's going to wait. They're going to bait. Love this from C9. They're going to bait the hill. And just baiting it repeatedly. They want to burn this box because they know they're going to get the second hill. And that, tell you what, there's one thing to be leading on Optic Gaming. It's another to be slow playing and baiting a hill to get a little bit more aggression on the next push and the timing and time off the game clock. It's 2 dead yet again because of that brilliant play from C9.
And they want the rotation again. Camo's coming up. Kuhlect is flying towards it, trying to get some damage onto Optic Gaming so that they can collect that camo. Bound is down to no shield, bottom middle, just dancing around that pillar. There's a right hook coming in for Kuhlect to take him down, and Kuhlect is having a game once again. 11 and 5, make it 12. And now he's got a chance to take Renegade down as well. The sprint strafe left, the sprint strafe right. Just couldn't find the final connection, but all of this damage has now left Bound as last alive at the back of green. And all of Optic spawning together with Sab with the camo.
Yeah, Kuhlect will take that every time. Look at this, by the way, look at the pill progress. Look at the camo still in control. They split the spawns as well. But right now, they're going to be pretty happy to just make sure they regain control of the map. They do lose 2 players, so they're going to play this a little bit slow.
Sab gets the back whack. And now Formal has to turn around. He's a little bit worried. It's Sab with a double kill. Can he survive? He turns the corner, but doesn't manage to get away with his life. Bubu flies in. 2 players inside and around this hill. Bound has got multiple targets to deal with, and the help comes in from Cloud9. And look at the progress. All of a sudden, we're looking down the barrel of a 3-0 lead here for Cloud9 over Optic Gaming with 2 minutes and 27 seconds left on the game clock, and they're doing it again, Andy.
Again, look at this. They are just playing with Optic Gaming. Bubu will now step in. It is 3-0 in favor of C9. A perfect game so far. 3 dead for Optic off of the hold yet again. Heavily outslaying, heavily outscoring, and like we said, what was once a standout, almost record-breaking game type for Optic Gaming in the first half of the year has completely fallen apart. They are down 3-0 with only 2:18 left on the game clock.
They're down, but having seen what happened in the last 2 games, there's still 2 minutes and 14 seconds left on the game clock, and just remember that when you're inside of that hill, that game clock will stop. So Optic down. And maybe closer to being out than they have been in the previous 2, but they still have a chance here. Cloud9 surely cannot throw this one away.
We say it, but hey, guess what? Sign me up. Let's see what they can do. Oh! That's one way to start it.
Double up though, again. Another double up inside of the hill. Renegade gets taken down. Formal last alive here, but inside of the hill takes down Avucy and manages to pick up that sniper rifle. Optic have 1 bullet inside of this sniper, and it's gonna break the kneecaps of Bubu, who gets taken down immediately. Optic have control of the mud hill.
Another kill.
And they're close to getting this first hill on the board.
That's big. Formal just taking that extra nade damage about 7 seconds ago. Cost them quite a bit of time, so they're gonna have to jump back in, rotate once again, but still scoring here, still controlling. Now Renegade with the camo. This is a big piece as well. Surely he jumps in as fast as he can after the kill.
Someone has to get near this hill. Time is a problem. Yes, there's time left, but it is slipping through their fingers here.
With that kill, he should be safe to jump in. Oh boy, taking a lot of damage though. They give a freebie to Kuhlect. Almost 2, by the way. They did not need to double stack kill there. So that cost them a lot.
Green, still haven't trapped in green, and they will get that first point on the board. Now we go towards top middle. Important kill from Renegade to control the tower side. There was one more Cloud9 player there. Not sure he knows about it, but he still has the camo, and Cloud9 still can't find it.
Kuhlect is pre-nading. They know he's nearby. They're going to hear the green gun as well now on the audio cue. And now it just comes down to the kill feed. Can Optic Gaming dominate the rest of the game like they've done in the past 2 games? What a story it would be.
Big kill coming though from C9. Even though it's traded out, it's going to force Formal to take a little bit of damage and have to step outside of that hill. Optic are doubling up inside of this hill at the moment. Bounce crouching down inside of that vent, and Formal is now going to try and create a little bit of space, but bubu will one pick. Formal with his head on a swivel, he's not sure where the pressure's coming in from Cloud9. bubu will get the kill. Optic are 3 dead, and most importantly, out of the hill for Cloud9. Time will elapse, time will slip through the fingers of Optic Gaming to think about getting this even closer.
Snipers up top mid. C9 obviously going to just play time here as much as they can for the rest of the game, but that's a kill will be traded out eventually. The sniper could really be an impact here if either team gets enough control to grab it soon.
It's go time for Optic. Trades aren't going to be good enough. They need to pick up clean kills here. Renegade getting away with his life is going to be big. Lqgend inside of that hill with a sniper rifle is going to be big. But Sab and Kuhlect, just when it felt like Optic, we're going to steal away the hill and make this interesting. C9 got huge. It gets be all dead for Optic, but the point is secured. And there is time still left.
Oh my God, Bound staying alive just long enough, even though he goes down and even though it's 4 dead, Bound staying alive there is massive. It buys them so much more time, but they will need to construct 1 or 2 of the best pushes of the tournament to break right now.
Kuhlect can break their hearts though. He's got the sniper rifle. Bodies Renegade, but Renegade got away with that camo. Cannot find the connection onto Bound, but then turns the fight in his favor. Lqgend dealt with. Kuhlect is going off.
This man has been unbelievable this tournament, and as we said, may have saved his best for last. 3 dead, 15 seconds left for C9.
Game 5 is calling once again. And Kuhlect is going off in these final moments. 22 and 14 in this game. Sniper rifle still here, but Optic still breathing, and Optic still pushing. Can they get in the hill? No, they can't. It's a game 5. Once again here on the main stage, Cloud9 hold on.
And bubu absolutely popping off, getting loud, as they will step away from the stage for just a second and force a game 5, and how fitting that Optic Gaming needed to do it on a King of the Hill. It feels like every step of the way, the Halo gods ensure that justice will be found, that you will never get through a tournament getting away with anything, and it needed to be King of the Hill. As we said, a devastating game type for them over the past few months. What was once one of their best is now one of their worst. And even though they started to put the pieces back together for a comeback, Kuhlect hitting shots like that, hitting double kills like that down in mud, was the absolute difference maker. He racks up 6K damage and leads the entire lobby.
And it's so difficult to do that with the heartbreak of the previous 2 games still in your memory. You see Optic get the first point, you're like, okay, cool. You see Optic get the second point, you start to panic. It doesn't matter who you are, you're a human, right? Even if you've been in these situations, even if you've scrimmed, you've had it in tournaments before, this is the Halo World Championships. You can't prepare for that feeling. And this is where the intangibles of personality and player come to the fore, right? A player like Kuhlect doesn't feel that pressure. He hits those big shots to close out the game here for Cloud9. And that is the difference between game 2 and 3. Is someone like Kuhlect saying, I'm going to go and win this game.
And absolutely, and even an example where we didn't see him get it finished, he gets the damage on Renegade bottom middle, and then they collapse. We just saw the team really on the same page. And this kill as well, to get that, to not leave Bound top middle, and then to hit this body on, I mean, come on, you're going up against 2 of the best players in the entire game. And you're winning key battles. By the way, Optic Gaming, even with Formal dying, was about a split second away. Take a look at this. Formal gets taken down, 2 players flying in. And we cut to the player cams, but there was about to be a lot of Optic Gaming pressure coming into the hill. And as you can see, C9 getting loud, and for good reason. Take a look at this series layout. 2-2. The heavy underdog, C9, force a game 5 in your winners semifinal.
And Informal said he was going to leave it all out there, and his Spartan was diving for the line to try and get in that hill to keep that clock from ticking down to 0, but not quite able to get there. And here we go then, everyone. Game 5. You look at the scores in these games, it has been so close. The 2 wins from Optic, comeback wins. And they almost managed to make it happen again in that game number 4. The difference in this man's performance over the Halo World Championship, it is a welcomed return to form for bubu.
Especially, look at that damage differential. Are you kidding me? That is all the difference in the world to be outputting significantly positive damage every single minute versus those 20-25 average stats. They've already locked in, as you see on your screen, the best tournament finish for this squad in 2025. Of course, already securing top 6 here at the World Championships.
The difference between light and dark. I mean, look at him on the left side. Looks like he's chilling. Oh, no, it's still the dark side, so to speak, but he looks significantly more angry in the right-hand side, and I think it kind of shows in those stats. He's playing angry, and the stats are backing him up.
And now we get to talk about some clutch statistics for Optic Gaming coming in here. Their Game 5 Slayers, all year long, it's a tough spot for them. They are 4-5, a losing record in Game 5 Slayers. And let's not forget, in Charlotte specifically, 0-2 in Game 5 Slayers. They need to find a way to ice up here. Let's not forget, though, to give credit to Optic Gaming, their Slayers have otherwise looked very good here this weekend. It's a different story so far at the World Championships.
And is it going to be a different story in Game 5s for Cloud9? Is this going to be the same repetition of the story that we've talked about for what feels like years now for Cloud9 rosters? Great series, so close, unlucky. Try again next time as you lose that Game 5. Or will this be, at the final dance, the last dance, the chance for them to have a memorable, favorable Game 5 going their way? The loser of this game will fall down to the elimination bracket. Their run will not be over, and they will play up against Envy, who are waiting for them. But you don't want to be even considering that if you're on either side of this stage right now. This is a Game 5 for the winner's final. Some say if you're in the winner's final, that becomes the most important series of your tournament.
Without a doubt. And what a time for Cloud9. After all these years of not just Infinite, but also Halo 5, of course, ebb and flow of different levels of success. But for these 4 players specifically, their 2025 has been really told by a story of close calls. Just being maybe a kill or 2 away from closing out a huge series at times. And now instead, like we said, they have saved their best performance of the year for the most important tournament, not only of the year, but you could say of this entire game. It will be remembered for years to come in terms of where these teams netted out at the end of Halo Infinite. And they're 1 game away from pulling off what would be, it goes without saying, a historic upset as we get ready to load into Recharge Slayer game number 5.
It's a Game 5 here in Seattle, and this one feels a little bit different as the lights dim down in the room. The nervous energy starts to rise. Which of these 8 players will we be talking about at the end of this game as the one who stepped up when it mattered most to put their team into that winner's final? Cloud9 versus Optic has gone the distance. 50 kills to win. Let's see who takes it.
Underway now. If you're just joining us, you have picked one hell of a time to join us. Optic Gaming and C9 are in game number 5 in your winner's semifinal, and has been one of the best series of not only the weekend, but the entire year. 1 game will decide which team stays alive in the winner's bracket.
Camo down. Sab is going to be able to maybe collect it, actually. Yes, indeed. Did he get it? Did he pop it? Still down there, and it looks like Cloud9 will be able to grab it. Collect. That's the hot hand from the last game. Gets the first camo at 3-3.
And now he already has bubu and pipes, which means he knows that pipes is safe. Kuhlect with an early camo shot. What can this man do?
One thing about Kuhlect is always confident in these situations. Doesn't quite hit the top tower here. Maybe got a little bit of a call out that it's not going to be safe. Bound finds the first pick, though, in this team fight. That's going to give Optic a little bit of freedom, and also he baits out the shot. And Bound, having baited out that shot, allows his teammate to pick up the kill.
And you have to say, it feels like Kuhlect wanted that front jump on tower, right? He obviously did not want to be down near Orange Door, near Mangler Pit. He wanted to be up in top tower with Sab. Sab got left alone. Then he doesn't hit the shot from low, and he gets pinned and pinched, and they lose camo and shock. And it feels like had that gone differently, we would have a very different scoreline right now.
C9 are doing a great job, by the way, of just not falling into trade battles. They're always making Optic work for the fight, making sure that it's a clean 1-0 if they get the opportunity to do so. So many players do that. They'll go for the trade, they'll say, I'm happy with the trade in this situation, but C9 make you work, and have been making Optic work so hard for every kill.
Sab does very well to avoid the grenade damage there, because the A cross pressure came in, and it would have been a perfectly timed break from Optic, but Sab does very well to stay alive. However, they will forfeit that first kill.
Bubu picks up a double kill though. Clean up the damage that was done, and Kuhlect finds another. It's 3 dead here for Optic Gaming, and Cloud9 go into a slender lead. 30 seconds or so until this next counter.
That all happens because Sab does not take grenade damage from the pre-nades on the A cross. Had he taken nade damage, he would have died from glass, and there's no way that push would have gone the way that it did. And even though off-screen it looks like a simple set of plays, staying alive there is a really big deal. And you can tell just how much Optic Gaming is slowing this game down. Everything on the line. This game 5 could determine so much of where each of these teams go in this tournament.
That was gonna be grabbed. Wow. Optic were trapped to the back of elevator. And Sab is gonna have a chance now to get a lead and extend that lead for Cloud9.
I don't know where he is.
Optic are playing in around the tower, just making sure that if he does fire, there's going to be multiple angles.
Look at the patience
that can be fired upon him.
Are you kidding me?
But the patience is brilliant. The kills are stacking up. It should be 3 dead here for Optic.
Oh my.
Lqgend goes down. Renegade's last alive. Tries to use the Shroud to survive. But Sab is after him. Sab wants this kill.
Surgical. 4 dead. Beautifully done. One by one. The patience from Sab. Oh! Poking and prodding. One by one. That is SWAT team precision coming in. Forfeiting almost no deaths. And they still lead here by 4.
Camo will fall as Formal will fall. Killing spree for Sab. Kuhlect gets that next shot. Rifle will be taken down. Renegade now with a chance with a power weapon in his hands. Not the power up the C9 used to take them apart, but equally as devastating in one of the best players in the game's hands.
And let's not forget who has it been all year long, but specifically these last few events that has taken Optic Gaming through the tough games, through the tough series. It's been Renegade now. Shock rifle in hand, and they trail by 3.
Just looking for angles at the moment. C9 not giving him anything. As the Optic fans try and get behind their team. 3 kills the advantage here for C9 as the game comes to a complete and utter standstill.
And you always knew that once Optic Gaming trailed in this game, it would slow down like this. Let's get to a listen. Let's hear the comms on Optic Gaming.
Could be below bash. Could be below bash.
I'm here.
I'm watching below me real quick.
I think I'm clearing batteries.
I think they're all in A, bro. I think they're
No way.
How do you want to do this, guys? We can just hold for camo?
I was looking for shot.
Monkey top right now.
Punching this. Right here. Camo guys. He's weak up here. Very weak long. What's Jesse? Step lock, Jesse.
One sharp.
And tower guys. Camo is up.
Who's playing for camo?
I'm top here. I fucked that camo.
They have camo.
Let's do guys.
Back up. High game, guys. We gotta play a little time.
You're top here.
We're here, camo. With camo.
Top here. Yo, what's up here? Do back side. Yo, bottom A, John.
We're not watching pipe door right now.
I'm top here. I'm showing.
Yo, one's boost on.
Yo, watch your punch, John.
Yeah, one's A. He needed me. Single box.
Single box.
We're 2-2 split right now. One's A.
Okay, Camo's batteries. Camo's right here.
There's a lot of damage out. Once we kill her.
And it's that man again, Renegade, out of the listening, who sits at 9-4 and has dragged Optic Gaming back into a lead here, 21-18.
Somehow, time and time again, when you have these big, high-stakes moments, it's Renegade who shows up, he performs. When we started that listening, let's not forget, it was 14-10 in favor of C9. Now everything has turned around, and Renegade gets away with a shot, gets away with a grapple, and 3 dead for 4 dead for C9 yet again.
Brilliance from Optic Gaming, and it was started by 1 shot through the crack, through the stairs.
Oh, man.
On bottom elevator from this man. Bound 10-8 in this game as well. 25-19 now the score, and Cloud9 have got to find an answer. They had camo as well in that situation, C9, a few moments ago, but Optic too good. managed to collapse onto it as Renegade almost connects with another.
An unbelievable game management and flooding. I love the comms that we heard during that listen, and every single time Lunchbox was so clear on if they were pushing, when they were pushing, and there was no doubt.
Collect! You're next! A double kill comes in for Renegade as he grapples across and looks for more.
And what was just a 4-kill deficit is now a 7-kill lead. With, by the way, less than 5 minutes on the game clock. This has been an overall slow-scoring game, and Optic Gaming is heavily in control of not only the map, but also the scoreboard. 31-23 now. They are running away with the game. It is 3 dead for C9 yet again.
4 seconds still this camo, and with deaths stacking up here for Cloud9, he's going to zoom in, he's going to grab it, and he's going to pop it. Renegade, as if it wasn't difficult enough when you knew where he was. Well, now it's spooky season, and Renegade has become a ghost.
And this is getting out of hand, to say the least here. 34-25 out of nowhere. Optic Gaming icing up in the late game, and they extend their lead now to 10.
I think it's 12-4. 13-4! As another headshot's connecting. You've got to be brave to challenge him at this point, and maybe a little bit stupid. It's a killing frenzy for Renegade in a game 5. It's 38-26.
Unbelievable. When the lights shine the brightest, he has shown up for this team time and time again this year.
There's a reason he's infinite MVP. It's because it doesn't matter the situation, it doesn't matter the pressure. He knows how to win big games. 15-4 as Optic are dominating, up 42-27.
Finally out of ammo, and C9 fans will be very happy to see that. However, 43 kills already registered. And if you are on the C9 side of the stage, you are thinking, we could have 3-0'd in this series. What has happened as they now trail 43-28 in what could be simply a victory lap of final moments for Optic Gaming?
I mean, Renegade has been an irresistible force in this game 5. The big shots, they're not body shots, they're head shots. The big chows, they're always won by this man, and now he's going to get another shot rifle to play with. 2 dead here for Cloud9. And it's just 4 to go for Optic to win a game 5 in the most incredible series. Finally, Bubu has to sacrifice himself to take him down, but the job's surely done. Renegade 18-5, Optic only need 2.
2 kills to go, and how quickly this series has changed now. Make it 49 on the board, 1 to go.
And formal Sat 666, the demon himself is out as well. Bubu finds 1. But it feels fitting that this man might get the final kill. Optic still playing it slow, still making sure that they don't give any opportunity to Cloud9 to pull off the impossible. But, I mean, there's so much to talk about with this man's performance. When it matters most, he finds a way to win games. Formal will get it. Game 5 belongs to Optic. As the Green Wall continue their march towards Sunday.
And I think that scene says it all. Heartbreak for the side of C9. Leading not only in that game 5, but also leading in the game 2. Leading in the game 3 and the game 5. But instead, as you heard during that listening, it was always Optic Gaming that was going to find a way. In game 5, trailing early to pull off the upset, the heartbreak, in terms of a comeback within the game. And that's exactly what they do. And my God, did they not only pull off a comeback, they left no question there. That was a slaughtering by the end of the game number 5.
What a series, what a tournament. And Optic Gaming will be surviving that series. That's how it looked. First game went to Cloud9, 3-2 Origin CTF. The Slayer Street, a comeback win for Optic Gaming. A comeback win in game 3 on Lattice Strongholds. Cloud9 held on in game number 4 to send us to the game 5, but then it became the Renegade show. 50-35. Optic took over. Renegade took over. and now they can take themselves towards that winners final. For Cloud9, heartbreak again, Andy, but they've got to dust themselves off because Envy are waiting for them in that elimination bracket now.
Yeah, and as we saw, C9, we saw them already bounce back. They had really important kind of resilience and mental fortitude, even with tough ups and downs in that series. But, I mean, I think the picture showed it there at the end, right? That scene of just kind of head in your hands when you were that close time and time again in that series. But I think on the other side of that coin, it's Optic Gaming, who, guess what? When you're at a world championship, they find a way. And what can you even say about what we just saw from Renegade? Unbelievable.
Well, let's hear from Formal. He's down on our main stage right now. An incredible Game 5 won by Optic Gaming. They're going to be heading towards that winners final.